strength, integrity, character. He was an 8-time NHL All-Star, Olympic gold medalist, and 3-time Stanley Cup champion. He was a player who never backed down, who would stand up for his teammates and fight just about anyone. A player who could not only dominate you physically but on the score sheet as well. Standing at 6'3", 220 pounds, he was the very definition of a power forward. Number 14, Brendan Shanahan. Brendan Frederick Shanahan was born on January 23, 1969 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Mom and Dad were Irish immigrants, and they were instrumental in Shanahan's road to greatness. Dad was a firefighter, and he had given up a chance for a promotion to chief just so he could drive young Shanny to practices and games, and Mom was okay with that. If I turned down a promotion, my wife would tear a strip off of me. Growing up in the Toronto area, Shanahan lived and breathed the Maple Leafs, and he aspired to one day play for them. Shanahan primarily played hockey and lacrosse when he was young, as he learned to protect himself and those around him. He believed that he either did the beating up, or he received it, and it was with this philosophy with which he created a name for himself heading into adolescence. Playing for the London Knights of the OHL, Shanahan put up promising numbers offensively as well as in penalty minutes, and due to his talent, grit, and character, he was selected with the number 2 pick in the 1987 NHL entry draft by the New Jersey Devils. Shanahan's rookie season was met with high expectations, but he struggled out of the gates as he found it tough adjusting to the NHL. The points weren't coming, but he was determined to do whatever it took to help the team, and with his physical traits, he humbly accepted a fourth-line role as he managed 7 goals and 26 points in his rookie campaign. Shanahan improved substantially in his next few seasons with New Jersey as he established himself as a budding superstar. He was tough and powerful, imposing his will upon a game like no other. He was hardworking as he continued to fight and never lost faith in his abilities despite initial disappointments. He had a great shot as he realized all he needed to do was release it quicker. But perhaps more importantly, he was a true competitor, always chipping away and never backing down. Brendan Shanahan was a warrior, always battling for his teammates, forever defining the power forward position. As he became a restricted free agent after his 4th season with the Devils in 1991, Shanahan accepted an offer sheet from the St. Louis Blues that went unmatched, and ultimately Scott Stevens went the other way as compensation. Shanahan's 4 seasons in St. Louis was a huge success as he established himself as one of the game's premier power forwards. He registered back-to-back 50-goal seasons in 92-93 and 93-94 as he reached 100 points in the latter. Combine that with his high penalty minute numbers as well as point-per-game stats in the regular season and the playoffs, and Shanahan had become an impact player, a game-breaker who was in the prime of his career, capable of leading any team. During what proved to be his final season with the Blues in the 94-95 season, Shanahan and head coach Mike Keenan didn't see eye to eye, and it would lead to a blockbuster trade that brought Shanahan to the Hartford Whalers. Shanahan was made captain immediately upon his arrival as he would post 44 goals in his first and only season there. The Whalers at the time were in the midst of turmoil as the team was on the verge of relocation. Many believe Shanahan simply gave up on the team, but he remains adamant that GM Jim Rutherford had told him he was planning a rebuild and asked him if he wanted to stay or go. Shanahan then asked for a trade, and it would turn out to be the best decision of his career. Over 1,000 kilometers west of Hartford lived a team that was in the midst of a 42-year cup drought, a team that had come close over the past several seasons but just couldn't take the final step. They saw Shanahan as the final piece of their puzzle as they went all in what was another blockbuster deal in Shanahan's career. Detroit would end up parting with future Hall of Fame defenseman Paul Coffey, rising star Keith Primo, and a first-round pick just to acquire Shanahan, and they would not regret this to say the least. With the new forward, the Red Wings added a player who complemented their roster of speed and skill. In the conference finals the previous year, the Red Wings fell at the hands of bitter rivals, the Colorado Avalanche. Despite a valiant effort, the Red Wings came second best, but Shanahan's arrival provided a physical presence that the team sorely needed in its top six. And later that season, on March 26, 1997, in a game against the Colorado Avalanche in what is known as the Brawl, the Red Wings proved to not only themselves but the hockey world that they weren't going to be pushed around anymore. And Shanahan was front and center, with complete disregard for his personal safety, as he helped the Red Wings turn the tide with a 6-5 overtime victory, one that went well beyond the 2 points. The Red Wings and Avalanche would meet in the upcoming conference finals again, but this time Detroit were the Alpha Dogs as they won in 6 games to punch a ticket in the Stanley Cup Finals. The Wings would make quick work of the Flyers as they, a team that had failed on so many occasions, had finally done it, and Shanahan would win his first Stanley Cup of his career. Shanahan would have an off year in the following 97-98 season, but his intimidating presence remained as he helped the Red Wings to another Stanley Cup. He would end up with a third Stanley Cup in 2002, again as an integral part of the team. Shanahan's contract with the Red Wings ended at the conclusion of the 05-06 season, and after 9 seasons in Hockeytown, he decided the team was going young and signed as a UFA with the New York Rangers. In the Big Apple, Shanahan was a fan favorite as he continued to protect his teammates. In a game against the Washington Capitals, league heavyweight Donald Brashear had been targeting his teammates all game long, and Shanahan had had enough. And without a pittance of hesitation, the superstar, who was now 37 and in the twilight of his career, went toe-to-toe with one of the toughest and meanest enforcers in the game, and Shanny held his own, earning even more respect in a career that demanded respect. Shanahan would last 2 years with the Rangers, and as a free agent, he signed with the New Jersey Devils for half a season, ending his career with the team he started with. Shanahan, who had worn the iconic number 14 for the past decade, settled for another number. He didn't want to pull rank and ask for the number Brian Gionta was wearing, but instead he waited until season's end when Gionta had departed, then called him to get his blessing to wear his number before donning the number 14 again, showing absolute respect, class, and integrity. Shanahan retired in 2009, putting an end to a 21-year career that had seen so much. Starting out on the 4th line, he literally had to fight to stay in the league. He owns the record for the most Gordie Howe hat-tricks, in which he had to score, assist, and fight in the same game, and he did that 17 times. He scored at least 20 goals in 19 consecutive seasons, and he ended his career being the only player in history to register 600 goals and 2,000 penalty minutes. Representing Team Canada, Shanahan won gold medals in the 91 Canada Cup, the 94 World Championships, and the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City. For his contributions to the game of hockey, Shanahan would later be inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame, class of 2003, cementing his place as one of hockey's finest. Brendan Shanahan's legacy reaches far beyond his playing career. During the 04-05 lockout, he orchestrated what was known as the Shanahan Summit, a gathering of VIPs in hockey to discuss the future of the game. It's because of Shanahan that we have a free-flowing style of hockey today, one that's without all the clutching and grabbing from years past. Just a month after his retirement in 2009, Shanahan was recruited by the National Hockey League, serving as the Vice President of Hockey and Business Development, and upon impressing in the role, he was promoted to Senior Vice President in 2011, with the responsibility of reviewing dangerous infractions. Shanahan would review each of them with a video that he narrated himself to explain to the public what was considered and ultimately whether it was suspension worthy. Upon review of his videos, it's determined that his judgment was to the point, thorough, and transparent. In 2014, Shanahan joined the Toronto Maple Leafs organization as the president and alternate governor, fulfilling his childhood dream of joining their ranks. Admirably, his Shanaplan has turned a Maple Leafs team that was disappointing to say the least into a legitimate contender year after year. And even though the Leafs have underachieved in the playoffs lately, their window is still wide open. If only they could play like Brendan Shanahan. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to have a say in what videos I create next, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and comment. See you soon.